Here's three things for when you're praying for your community. It's based on, of all things, the definition of a noun. Definition of a noun is a person, a place, a thing. Some call it thing or ideas. Use that to help you get a sense of, are you really praying expansively enough? So often in the prayer, care, share lifestyle movement, we identify individuals, so we are praying for people. But I'd like to encourage you to press that a little bit. Are you praying only for family members who don't know Christ? Only for those who are already in your circle of relationships? That's good. That's important, especially to be able to care for them because you have a relationship. Hopefully share Christ with them. But I also want to encourage you to have a person or two on your list who maybe you don't even know, but you don't know personally, but you know through the media, or they're a leader in the community. The body of Christ needs to be identifying in prayer persons who have cultural positions of power and influence. So pray for people close to your heart, family, people close in your life, workers, people you work with, go to school with. But maybe add the name of someone who has influence or impact on culture. And pray that God would work in their life and bring a prayer, care, share lifestyle person to them. So when you're praying for your community, pray of course for people. But also pray for people, but also places. That sounds a little strange. Do we just pray for buildings? No, it's not about that. Look at your community in terms of what different buildings or areas of the community, what their function is, and pray into that function. You see a building with offices, don't need to pray for the building per se, but the people in there and the purposes for which they're doing their work, or certainly a school, we can understand that students would be educated with the truth of God, that Christian teachers and faculty would have opportunities to witness. So, of course, pray for people, but use places to help you pray for some people that you'd never pray for, and pray for them in ways that you'd never think to pray. But when you see people in the context of the places they live and work, our prayers change. Think about the parks. You don't pray for the grass necessarily, but you pray for the kinds of things that the park is meant to provide its service for. And maybe in your neighborhood or community, maybe some of the gangs have taken over the parks after twilight. And so you aren't praying again for the basketball hoops, but you're praying for the young people who are there and maybe need to find the love of Christ. So pray for people in the context of the places that they live and work and play, but then also pray for things, people, places, things. Now, things are not inanimate objects. That's not what I'm talking about. Pray for the ideas. Pray for the issues. Pray for the institutions that basically make up the culture in which we live. And right now, the culture that we live in here, at least in North America, is being hijacked by people who do not share even the same values of the Ten Commandments, let alone believing in the God who gave them to us. So I want to encourage you to pray, yes, for people. It's always ultimately about people. Pray for them in the context of the places they live and work and play, but begin to think about culture. What about the ideas of culture that are taking people's eyes off of Christ? What issues are there, whether you're liberal or conservative, Republican or Democrat, what are the issues that are stealing the hearts and minds of the people of the culture away from the things of God? And what are those institutions, governmental and private as well, and civic, what are those institutions, media, education, what are those institutions that maybe in times past had more of a Christian ethos or culture or mindset as to how they did business? And those things are changing and rapidly deteriorating. So, praying for our community, three things. Pray for the people that God puts in your life and in your heart. But begin to pray for them in the context of the places that you see them live and work and play. But also pray for the issues and ideas and institutions that influence even how Christians think and live. We'd love to see you at love2020.com.